My name is Gail Stangeland. I'm 56 years old. I started out in college with a degree in music and a minor in theater, and had hoped to go on to get my master's in the art of teaching when I met my ex-husband, who was in the hospitality industry. We moved around quite a bit, and we had 2 children a year apart in age, and I got very involved with their school and church and committees and supporting my husband in his career. So ended up just working fun jobs, nothing really building a career. And then after my first child was killed in a car accident when she was 15, and then things fell apart for a while, and then I got back to work in floral design. That was some kind of a fun job that I got into while my kids were in school. Got back into that after Brittany was killed, and then my daughter, my youngest, went off to college. And at that point, my husband and I decided to purchase a ski resort in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And we moved away from Green Bay and moved there to Ironwood, Michigan, and ran that resort together for about 6 years. Then ended up divorcing after 30 years with my husband, and we had a home here in Fort Myers, Florida that we had built towards the end of the marriage, and then we also had the house in Michigan, and I, in the divorce, got this house in Fort Myers, and he got the house in Michigan, and I signed off on all of my ownership with the resort. And as it turned out, the house here, we closed on it the month that the housing market crashed. So my situation now is that I'm here, and I really have to wait until the housing market comes back, rebounds, because this is kind of my nest egg. The house has depreciated in value, I would say about 50%. I don't earn enough money to pay all of my bills, usually. Well, that's maybe not true when I'm working a lot in the wedding business that I do, in the event business that I'm working in. But I supplement my income with dividend-producing stocks, investments that I have. Although a lot of the stocks, for example, one stock, and this is one of many stocks that I bought, that I paid $25,000 for the amount of shares I bought in that company, and now that stock is worth about $700. When my COBRA ran out, I decided to get catastrophic insurance, and I try to stay real healthy. I'm trying to find a career that combines my music background, my hospitality, event planning background, even my acting. I'm very involved in a lot of spiritual pursuits, so I'm just trying to find something that combines my interests and my background, something that I can just recreate myself with. Now, I'm 56 years old, and I don't want to have to go to school for 10 years. I guess I'd probably be willing to go for a year or two to acquire the skills that I might need to jump into something else. But I'm lucky in that I don't have a mortgage, so I am able to sustain myself while I go upon this journey of trying to find that perfect job for myself. I try not to let fear grip me and scare me into jumping into something that I would not be happy, a job I would not be happy in. So I try to live frugally, and I do have some investments in the stock market, and that also crashed right shortly after my divorce and becoming a single woman. So I had the double whammy of the housing market and the stock market and the recession. And I aligned myself with some financial advisors that helped me find dividend-producing stocks to supplement my income. And unfortunately, when the stock market crashed, those are the ones that crashed most significantly. And that scared the living bejesus out of me because I don't have a financial background, and I was relying on others to point me in the right direction. And for the first 6 months or whatever that I invested my lump sum settlement from my divorce, I was enjoying what I was seeing happening to my portfolio. However, when everything crashed, it was very, very, very scary. Very scary. That's when antidepressants come into the game to keep you from freaking out. But I'm getting off those too. I know so many people went on antidepressants when the stock market crashed and the housing market crashed. And some people killed themselves. I mean, you know, my situation is not nearly as severe, but ooh, you know, a lot of stuff's been happening to people over 50, to everybody, not just people over 50, but when you become less employable and then you lose your nest egg, as we all know. It's scary. I think it requires an awful lot of positive thinking and a lot of creativity and openness to be able to recreate yourself. And that's scary when you're over 50. And the other thing is that I'm Finnish and Swedish, and my father always said, you have sisu, which just means it's kind of a quality that Finnish people claim to have, that is just inner strength, kind of a perseverance that makes you pick yourself back up. I mean, you got to feel the feelings and you got to feel the loss. And I've had a lot of loss of dreams, but I'm going to make new dreams.